everybody, welcome back. We've launched out here on Cherokee, getting prepped for the Tin Cat tournament that happens at the end of the month. We're about at the 14th, today's the 14th, the tournament's on the 30th, but we figure we want to get as much practice in as we can, check out some new spots. This tournament was originally planned for January, but then we had our big snowstorm and it caused us to have to cancel that. So we're going to see what kind of different changes have happened between January and March. That's been 2 months. And the water temperature, from what we've heard from some people we saw fishing, oh, it's up at 56 degrees. Water temperature is 56. Well, it's dropping, but it's in the 50s. So the water's up in the 50s, so they're probably not going to be in a winter pattern, obviously. So we're going to see if we need to be fishing shallower, maybe in a little bit of a medium depth, what kind of structure, and just see what we've got going. This is a new experience for us, and we're just going to see what we can do. Really looking forward to the tournament. It's a bit different. It's the Clash on Cherokee, so a bunch of local clubs come together and do a bit of a battle. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. This is the first time we've participated. We'll be participating with Tin Cat, so looking forward to it. Let's see what fish we can catch.
I'm going to start out with a red crank. Well, that's not a fish. I do believe that's a rock. Nice. What have I got here? That ain't acting like a bass. It's actually more like a drum. Really? Snagged it in the tail. Well, it's a fish anyway. Got me all excited there. All right, hold still, let me get you loose. Well, he's a big filler. There he goes. There's one.
Little old smallie on the crank. All right. So that's a keeper size, I think. He's about 12, maybe 13 inches. Not a bad little smallie. Caught him on the crank on the OG Rocco and crawl. So that's a good sign. It's 55 degrees, 56 actually out here, water temperature wise. I don't know how stable that's going to become, but it's at least something. I'm going to see if I can get more on this crankbait and see if we've got something else good going for us. If I can catch more on the crank, I know that's something I can throw. I'd like to find a Ned rig pattern just in case I need it, so I'll work on that later on, but right now I want to get some active baits, see what I can get going with those.
Finally. Oh, there's one.
Ah, that's a good one. Looky there. Okay, so main point. Main channel points right now at least. Oh, that's a rock. Oof. Well, he's a good sized little smallmouth, about 14, 15 inches. I'm gonna go ahead and release him. But got him on the spinner bait. That's first on 2 pieces of equipment. First on my limited edition LTA helium, and first on my new chromium casting reel. Good grief, it's windy out here, guys. I gotta get this backlash out. Still getting used to this thing.
Oh, there's another one.
This feels like a good one. All right, well, that's a nice one. That'll make a good keeper in the tournament. Let's get a tentative measurement on him real quick. Let's see, he would come out to about 16 or so. So about a 16-inch smallmouth. They're out here on the main channel on these points. It is hard to battle though because there's a lot of wind. That wind is making it hard to do much. But we're at least finding a pattern here. Don't know how well it'll hold. The tournament's not for another 2 weeks or so. But it's at least promising. So in 2 weeks they might be pushing back into the cove a little bit more. So what we'll probably do is try out another couple of spots and then come back here to Noe Creek a little bit before the tournament and do some pre-fishing. But I'm going to see if we can get more on the spinnerbait down through here, and then we at least have something to do come tournament day. There's one. Not a monster, but he's a keeper. There we go. Oh, well. About a 12-inch little smallmouth on that spinnerbait again.
All right, we are back out on Cherokee again today, trying out another spot. We're desperately looking for somewhere that'll be productive for our tournament here in a couple of weeks. Sun's already out there. Looks like the water temperatures are a little higher. We're a little further up the lake this time. More up towards the headwaters. There are a lot of people. We didn't see that many people when we were out yesterday. Just the people I could see from right here on the ramp are more people than we saw our entire time out yesterday. So it'll be interesting. But anyway, we're going to get out here. He said the water temperature's registering, at least right here, was registering about 60. We'll see what it looks like as we get on out into the channel and around the points there. All right, first thing we're going to do is head out here. Well, first thing we're going to do is try not to get run over. We're going to head out here. We're going to check out these bluff. This is a south bank here. So the north bank is over here. This is the bank that's going to get the most sun during this time of year. This is going to be warmer. So this is still just a little bit shaded, but we're going to check out these points, check out the bluff walls, and then around this point, of course, we got this guy back here in the bass boat. We don't want to get on top of him. Same thing over there, but we want to check these points. There's some flats back in here, so if they're staging to spawn, this should be a good area. We've got a main creek channel coming up through here with some channel swings. We got flats back there. We got flats back there. If we wanted to head about 1.5 miles down that way, there's another cove with some flats. But this all looks like it should be, generally speaking, productive water. And there are a lot of boats out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The guy just took out a few minutes ago as we were coming in. That would have been 7, just all right here in this one little stretch. So we'll see. I mean, it looks like it gets a lot of pressure. I know some of the guys out here, especially the ones sitting out in the middle of the channel, appear to be crappie fishing. But we got plenty of bass boats back in here, guys, obviously working the banks, working the points, looking for bass, which is exactly what we're doing as well. So we're just going to have to see what we can turn up out here. All right. Where does it start coming up? Right here. Yeah, okay, it's starting to come up right here. These are pretty much vertical. So with a water temperature at 58, they should be at the very least staging. I'm wondering, and if anybody that watches this knows, is familiar with East Tennessee lakes, do the fish, because this is something I don't know, do the fish generally wait for the water to come up before they really move in and start to spawn? Or do they just trigger off the water temperature? Does anybody know? Do they trigger completely solely on the water temperature, or do they wait for the water to come on up later in the spring that give them access to more of these flats for spawning? I'd be interested if anybody's willing to drop some knowledge on that down in the comments. I'm just wondering. I should change up colors on my chatterbait. There we go. Oh no! Are you? Oh no! Oh, that's the bottom. That one is not a fish. Okay, folks, not to do a commercial, but that's some testament to the strength of Kistler's new fluorocarbon line that they're releasing. I was able to get that lure back just by brute force, bringing it up and clearing it. It was a combination of a large tree branch and somebody else's old fishing line, and this 15-pound fluoro that I'm using for leader, made by Kistler, was able to get the job done. Got my lure back. The line was a little roughed up, honestly not bad, but I'm going to err on the side of caution and retie. But this line is not on the market yet. It's being beta tested as of this time, but I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed. Largemouth.
All right, guys, we're a little bit further north of the creek, or on the lake, and this is the big old largemouth. Well, not a big old one, but he's a keeper. Caught him on the red crank here. I'm guessing he's pre-spawn, but we wanted to give a spot further upstream on the lake a shot, because traditionally it's more largemouth waters than smallmouth waters. Noe Creek is closer to the middle of the lake and is traditionally smallmouth waters. But it's at least a good sign. If we get into big largemouth, German Creek just might be the better spot to come to, because largemouth are always going to be, on average, larger than the smallmouth. So if we can get to a good largemouth bite, it's definitely going to be worth trying out. So let's see if we can get some more going up here on these bluffs. It'd be great if they're hitting crank. I love fishing on the crank. Another largemouth. Thumped that real good. Oh, another little largemouth on the crankbait. He's not quite as big. I don't think he'd be a keeper, but it's a good sign. They're hitting crank. If we can find some bigger fish, that'd be really nice. Oh, there was a fish.
Well, it's a fish and it's a largemouth. There's a largemouth.
All right, that's a better one. Yeah. All right, guys, that's the biggest fish of this day so far. I'm gonna get a measurement on him. He comes out to, he's 15. Holy crap, something just blew up behind me. 15-inch largemouth. Nice little keeper size. I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna see if something back here is gonna hit real quick. That's a nice little guy. All right, guys, another little one. He might be a keeper, about 12. We're gonna let him go. Just parallel on the bank with the crankbait.
Really pale.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a fish. Thought I came through some grass. Ha! We should buy an aquarium and take him home and raise him as a pet. Could name him Felipe. Oh my goodness, dude. You weren't gonna have to eat all spring if you got that, were you? He's a beast. Check him out. Look at that monster.
There's a largemouth. There's a largemouth. Up here in this little drain. Oh my gosh. Little old teeny little largemouth. He is teeny tiny. I don't know what he was thinking about grabbing this thing. But there we go. There's fish back here.